everyone, welcome to Wednesday's free daily pre-market report. I've been told not to use the word free anymore because it demeans the value of the free video. That's what I've been told by marketing experts. And by the way, I don't believe in experts. And people say, what? I thought you was trying to be an expert. And I said, yeah, trying being the operative word. I use the word experience. Do you have experience? Can you learn from your mistakes? That's an expert. The absolute garbage that I read on people's websites, including ours, by the way, but sometimes you've got to let the marketing people take a hand. You know, they try and make you sound like living legends and geniuses. I think our only claim to fame is we are middle-aged idiots now. We were once thought we were cool, we probably weren't. Now we're certainly not, and we're trying to cling to that for dear life. And anyone who's under 25, we want them to like us the most. It's like a competition we have in the office. Who out of the guys over 40 can buddy up with a person under 25? So that person under 25 goes, yeah, they're quite cool. When in fact they leave the office and go, oh, them guys are so clingy. They want to be friendly. It's hard not to be, horrible to them and tell them. So I was sort of just nice to all of them. Anyway, enough of that said. The only one thing we have managed to do is make money trading for the last sort of 15, 16 years after absolute bloodshed and disaster when we first started. So I suppose that's our only real claim to fame. Anyway, I just was listening to people when we was looking to get some marketing assistance and just thought, my God, these people, why are they in this? Why are they doing it for other people? If it's so great, why don't they do it for themselves? And you hear people say this over trading seminars. You think, wow, why do you want to teach this? Just go and trade it yourself. And what are you worrying about? You'll make an absolute mint. Anyway, I don't want to talk too long here because I want to look at these levels. So we spoke yesterday about the 1101-ish, 1102, the monthly high, and back down to this level down here, back at 1160. Well, it doesn't look like we're going to come back down to here over the next few days. So now we'll look for the upside. Here is a level. I'm not personally doing it. Here at the 50 is a level to short, but as you can see, it's nudging through there now. It doesn't mean to say it's going to hold. RSI still at 52, so it really needs to break above 65 to get in gear here. But let's just go overhead levels here. 1194 was the 50, so it's already pushing strongly through that. And then, as I said, you've got the monthly high, which came in at 11. I think it was 1101 and a half. Yeah, 1103 and a half. Was that this month? No, I beg your pardon, that was last month. 1101 and a half, so 1102. So 1102 being your next level, a possible stab up here at a short. As I say, I don't think I'm taking it. I'm going to stick to what I said yesterday. In between this range here, I'm not playing on a swing trading basis. Let's see if it can push above, hold, and then move higher, and then we'll possibly look at a long or break down and look at a low. This action here caught a lot of people out, including my good self. You'll be amazed to hear. We got a nice trade and we got a nice profit on it. I just expected it to move low. When you get this sort of hammer formation and the RSI like that, you expected. I would have thought there'd be another test of the 200 EMA. I thought the 200 EMA would break and we'd come down to about this level here, 1025-ish. Which never happened, which is okay. I mean, we managed the trade. The thing is you have a view, you say, okay, I think it's going there, but you're managing the trade as you normally would. You're taking your profits off. You're not getting too caught up in things and believing that it's going to happen, and that causes holding the whole position down to here. And had a couple of emails from people saying they caught a nice chunk of the trade that we spoke about and never peeled any off because they thought it was going to go through the 200. There's a fine balance in what we believe and think, and of course that is distorted. As human beings, we are not set up cognitively the best to trade, so that's also something we have to overcome, our greed, our fear, anxiety, etc. I was listening to another, and I won't say this person's name, but I was listening to something they were saying, and I like their sort of they're very academic, and I like and they work on the sort of psychology of trading, and I like a lot of the stuff that they say, but they really have a strong belief, which is fine, and I'm not saying they're wrong and we're right, that they don't believe it's important to control emotions. It's important to control your decisions, and I agree with, of course it's important to know you're making the right decision, but I just think when I'm in a very anxious state about something, trying to make a decision in that state is not good for me. Certainly not for trading, certainly not in business, that sort of anxiety, which is psychological fear, which I don't get very often now, because it's just, why am I being fearful about an investment I'm going to make, a capital investment? Well, you might say, well, if you invest all your money and it goes wrong, you're going to be skinned, as we say in England here, and have no money. Okay, fine, but do I need to get paralysed with fear to know that? No, I don't. Now, you learn to trade like a professional, learn to invest like a professional, and say, okay, I'm going to invest X amount of capital in this, and there's my downside, and I'm prepared to take that, and I know where the upside is, so the risk to reward adds up. I know my time frames for the investment. I know when the first sort of profit tranche is going to come back. That will be me taking my initial investment back off the table. So I have a sort of what you call then a risk-free trade, although initially it wasn't. But they just say these other people say that it's not important to control your emotions. And I'm just surprised by that. In fact, they're saying you can't control your emotions, and I really disagree. I used to be an anxious maniac trading 16 years ago when I blew my trading account, lost all my money, and now I'm not. So aren't I controlling my emotions? Yeah, I get a little bit of anxiety now and again. Something will happen, I don't know what, and I think, ooh, and it's always sort of stuff like, oh, am I good enough as a teacher, and other companies better, and that sort of, the way we would beat ourselves up, egotistical thinking. But now I can sort of sit back and be more rational and examine it, and just be very quiet in the mind, and realise, no, this is not rational thinking, Martin. You're as bad as everyone else out there trying to sell this stuff. So, yeah, it's quite interesting. I believe you can control the emotion. Anyway, let's move on to the euro, US dollar. Well, it had to happen, didn't it? We've got this move about, we are on, I don't want to really say where our order is here, because we've got quite a big order, but this is where you want your stop, is here. So if you're not stopped at, then, fine. We are on the tip of being stopped at. We are whiskers away from being stopped at, and this is absolutely fine. Just a couple of things. I will discuss the Eurozone more in depth in the members video. If you're not a member, I've been told, it's important to say this because a lot of people joined yesterday who said, I've been watching this video. I didn't know there was a members video. So, if you watch this one every day, I apologise for keep repeating myself and being a cheesy, warmless salesman. But you just go to the homepage, follow the link on the right-hand side that said you can subscribe for 1 month's complimentary membership, no charge whatsoever, no credit card details taken. After that 1 month, if you come to the conclusion that we are absolute buffoons, then you just say thanks but no thanks and move on. So some people said, but I could watch this for free, the in-depth one, that's what I want to watch. So that's the reason I'm saying it. They also sent emails yesterday saying, is that it? You just talk about like complete nonsense. I said, yeah, okay, probably right. So anyway, let's just see how things unravel today. My belief is the euro is going lower. We've got this bounce. Of course, what happens is, everyone joins the party, and all of a sudden when you hear about everyone speaking about it, it's going to make the move higher. It's just so overbought, so oversold, so many shorts in the market. You're going to get these moves. I think we will come up to the 21-day EMA. I will nibble short again there, and I'll discuss this more in the members area. Where else we do? Probably back at the 50 if it gets there indeed, and we'll put some fibs on that. But a bounce in this stock is long overdue. I had some emails from people saying, yeah, but I shorted down here, what do I do? Get out the trade and now find professional levels to get shorts, not just bludgeoning in blind down here, which I understand why it happened, the panic of the fear of missing out, etc. So we'll look again at small number 38.73 currently, 21-day MA, 50-day exponential moving average at 41.14. But as I said, I'll discuss that more in the members area. Okay, this wraps up today's free newsletter. Look forward to speaking with you again soon. Till then, happy trading.